Let me ask you something. What happens when your child screams in public, throws themselves on the floor, or completely ignores everything you say? Do you stay calm, explain their feelings, kneel down, and validate them? Or do you feel your patience slowly evaporating like water on hot pavement? Because if you're, we have been honest enough, a lot of parents don't feel gentle in those moments. They feel embarrassed, overwhelmed, sometimes even angry. And that leads to the big question: is gentle parenting actually working, or is it making things worse? Because depending on who you ask, gentle parenting is either the best parenting revolution ever created or a complete disaster, raising disrespectful kids. So today, we're going to break it all down. No judgment, no perfection talk, just the truth. And trust me, the truth is not what most Instagram parenting pages are telling you. This is the truth about gentle parenting, what no one tells you. And by the end of this video, you'll understand what gentle parenting actually is, why it works for some parents and completely fails for others, and how to use it in a way that actually gets results without losing your mind. What is gentle parenting? The real definition. Now, let's be clear and let's clear something up immediately. Gentle parenting is not permissive parenting, letting kids do whatever they want, avoiding discipline, or being soft all the time. That's the biggest misunderstanding. At its core, gentle parenting is actually about this: understanding behavior before correcting it. It focuses on emotional regulation, connection before connection, teaching instead of punishing. So it's connection before correction, that I should say. Teaching instead of punishing, and calm leadership in theory. It sounds amazing, and for families, it works beautifully. But here's where things get complicated, because real children don't read parenting books, and real life isn't calm, aesthetic, Instagram moments with soft music playing in the background. Real life is screaming at 7:42 a.m. before school, spill juice and clean clothes. Homework refusals, siblings fights, and exhaustion at the end of a long workday. So the real question becomes, can gentle parenting survive, I should say, real life chaos? Let's find out why gentle parenting became so popular. To understand the truth, we need to understand the trend. Gentle parenting exploded for a reason. A few decades ago, many of us grew up with yelling, punishment, fear based discipline because I said so. Parenting, and a lot of people said, I don't want to raise my kids like that. So, gentle parenting came in as the opposite extreme. It promised calmer homes, emotionally healthy kids, stronger parent child relationships, and no yelling. And honestly, that's what every parent wants. No one wakes up and says, I certainly hope my temper today rises. But then reality hits because gentle parenting requires something very difficult: emotionally control from the parents in moments where emotions are highest. And that's where the struggle begins. The first big problem: it works until it doesn't. Let's talk about a real scenario. A child refuses to leave the park. You kneel down gently. You say, I understand you're upset. You're having fun and don't want to leave. The child screams louder. You validate again. I hear you. It's hard to stop doing something fun. The child now rolls on the ground. Other parents are staring. Your internal voice starts saying, this is not working. So what do you do? Do you keep validating or do you eventually say, get up right now? We are leaving. And here's where the conflict happens. Gentle parenting teaches patience and empathy, but real life demands action, and parents start asking, if I always validate emotions, am I actually getting boundaries? And that question leads to the biggest misunderstanding of gentle parenting. The truth no one talks about. Here it is. Gentle parenting without boundaries becomes scarce, but boundaries without emotional connection becomes control. So the real secret isn't choosing one or the other. It's combining both. But most parents only see one side. Either be soft and understanding always, or be strict and take control always. And both extremes fail. Because children need something more balanced, they said, empathy and structure, understanding and limits, connection and leadership, not one or the other. Why kids act worst when you stay too gentle? Let's be real for a moment. Kids are not manipulative masterminds, but they are incredibly smart emotionally. They learn patterns. And when a child realizes, if I scream long enough, the rules change, then the behavior escalates. Not because they are bad, but because the system is unclear. So, what happens? Parents start feeling like nothing works. Every day is a battle. Gentle parent is failing. But in reality, it's not gentle parenting that failed. It's incomplete implementation. So it is what is called incomplete implementation because empathy alone is not enough. The moment everything changes, this is the realization shift. Let's pause for a second. Imagine this instead. Same child, same meltdown, same park scenario, but this time you kneel down and say, I see you're upset. You really don't want to leave. I understand that. Pause. Then you add, and it's still time to go. I will help you leave safely. No yelling, no negotiating endlessly, no losing control, just calm empathy, followed by a clear boundary. This is where gentle parenting actually works. Not in endless explaining, but in calm relationship. Why this is hard for parents? Let's be honest. This style sounds easy when you're reading it, but or listening it for that matter. But in real life, you're tired, overstimulated, running late, dealing with noise and sometimes emotionally drained. And in that moment, it is much easier to yell, give in or shut down, than to be calm and consistent. So if you have ever struggled with this, you're not failing. You're human. So now we have got the foundation. Gentle parenting is not about being soft. It's about being balanced. But here's where things get even more interesting. Because there are three hidden truths about gentle parenting that almost nobody talks about. And the first one might completely change how you see your child's behavior. Let's break it down. That's the end of part one. Join me for part two in our next series. Let me give you a little preview in part two. In part two, I'll cover why kids actually misbehave emotionally and the science behind emotional regulation simplified. Why yelling feels effective but backfires. How gentle parenting fails in high stress homes and real life scenarios parents deal with daily actually. In part three as well, where's a part three? I'll give you a preview. Then we'll finish with the perfect balance method that actually works. Then join me. We'll look at these situations, how our students, our kids actually learn from adults and how they relate to us. That's it for today. Join me for part two. Have a wonderful day, and I hope we all gain something from this today. Remember to like, share, and subscribe and be a part of this journey.